Good morning, Toastmasters and guests.
Good
morning.
My thing this morning is to convince you about giving out, but never giving up. And the reason for that is my mom gave me what I call a living philosophy that I use to this day. However, it didn't come to me until I moved to Florida. But when I was in Atlanta, Georgia, going on what we call like a dream chasing mission. Has anybody just thought about chasing a dream, and no matter what you do or say, you want to go after that dream regardless of the situation? Well, that was me. I relocated, I graduated from Alabama State University, went to Atlanta in hopes of understanding what it means to chase a dream, because you got to run every day, you can't get any sleep, and you can't do all that. Well, that was a tad bit too much for me. So my mom, when she gave me the philosophy, I decided to turn it on its head. Rather than try to think about pursuing a dream, I wanted to know, could I really trick her? So number one is, I wanted to know, could I trick my mom? Number two is, what would it mean if I did so? And number three is, what would it mean overall? When I was in Atlanta, Georgia, this dream chasing thing was real difficult. So first you have to find out, like they say, networking. Well, what is that? That means I got to know Faith. I got to get Faith business card, and I got to have small talk, but I got to eat cream cheese. You know? All right, then I just got to stay here. Then all of a sudden, as Adrian, I got to run over and meet Adrian. Then I got to get another card, and I got to think about going to Disney World. And then there you go, two famous people that I know. So if something becomes available, they should help me. Well, in Atlanta, I didn't get that. So I decided to say, well, let me load up the truck and move to Orlando, kind of like the Beverly Hillbillies. Just go find out what I need to see what success looks like. Once I arrived here, the weather was beautiful, which is what I love. The people were beautiful, and God knows the women was just adorable. I always have to say that. Without that, I don't feel human. When I got here, my mom called me on December the 22nd, 1999. And she says to me, she said, I want to know, are you going to come home for Christmas? And when I heard that, you ever hear that sound like go ding? This soliloquy went off in my head and said, I'm going to trick her now. So I get on the phone and I said, well, Mom, I don't think I'm going to be able to make it, because this job that I'm having is going to kind of tie me up. So I can't really get there to see you this year. She says, you know what, I kind of figured that because you're farther away now, and you probably wouldn't even be able to make it home, but will you make it at the beginning of the year? I said, yes, ma'am, I will try. Hung the phone up, and the little devil horns that you have, they sprouted right out of my head. Because all the time that I have been trying to trick her, to throw her off my trail, this was the perfect time, because she had no way of knowing that I was going to show up. So I'm there and I'm thinking like, man, I got her this time, so what can I do to make this work? So I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, which is the time that I leave to drive. So I jump up at 4 o'clock in the morning, get in my car, and I'm driving. And there's always a metaphor for some reason when I'm driving. I get a chance to think about a lot of things. Well, this time I was driving, and you know when it's dark, there's not that many cars on the street. No matter where you go, it's like not that many cars. So the cars and my mind had the same connection. Few cars, fewer thoughts. Nothing amazing, but it was just really amazing that I was thinking about that at that time. But as the sun begins to rise, you get more cars, therefore more thoughts. And I was like amazed at the fact that I kept getting all these thoughts, but they weren't great thoughts. The number one thought was, I got my mom this time. There's no way she's going to figure this out. She is pinned in the corner. There's nothing she can do because she's not expecting her son. So I pull up, jump out my car, knock on the door, and I kid you not, boom, 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 boom. My sister opened the door. I walk in. She's in the corner. Here's what she says. I knew you were coming because you did not sound right over the phone. In my mind, I said, what the hell? But it came out, how do you know all that? She paused for a second, and then she said this. She said, I know you better than you know yourself because I brought you into this world. And I said, no, that's not true. No, that can't be true. She said, I know you better than you know yourself. So me being the son, I went over, took a knee, kissed her on the cheek, and I said, you know me better than myself, so I surrendered. Mom has got me pinned in a corner. How can you determine that from a phone call? Has no earthly idea, unless she just really know her son, because I never missed a Christmas. when I moved away, so that could be part of it. So my brothers and sisters, everybody was there. It went off without a hitch. The next morning, of course, I had to come back. And on the way back, she stepped outside with me, and I said, Mom, my dream is almost where it should be. I just need you to hold on just a tad bit longer. She looks at me, and she says to me, I may give out, but I would never give up. And sometimes when you're in a philosophy, or you get a quote, you get something that sticks to your brain, right? When she said that, it literally stuck to me like inside. It's like I couldn't wipe it off. And I could not understand why. Usually she would say something I could wipe it off. But this, I just could not rinse it off my body. It was internal now. So I jump back in the car and I'm driving in this daylight. But while I'm driving, I'm thinking about what she's saying. And I'm thinking about what I'm doing. And I'm thinking about where I'm going. And I'm thinking, does all this make any sense? And I think about something that Mike said a while back. He says it all the time. He said, I cannot work for anybody. And he says it with a booming voice. But at that time, I had the same philosophy that Mike had. However, the connections between Adriana and Faith didn't exist at the time. So I had to go back to my casual work environment. And in my casual work environment, I just began to look around. I began to take assessment of every single thing that one would ever want to do to make his or her life work. And my mom's phrase, giving out but never giving up, really kind of stuck to my whole life existence. So I went home, sat down on the bed, and I kept saying, what do I want to do with my life? Number one is, I knew now that I cannot trick my mom. Never worked. And it really wouldn't mean anything if I did, but if I could have gotten one, I would have been very happy with that because I thought this was the one. There was no way. Where she shut that down really, really quick. And what does it mean overall? When you live in a world such as ours, which is diverse in thought, which is diverse in human beings, which is diverse in everything that you see, the overall meaning of a philosophy simply says that no matter what you do when you get up in the morning, your philosophy is your life. It's never compromised for anybody. Even though you may smile, laugh, and play, but that burning thing that's in here, it never really goes away. So you find yourself day in and day out trying to live up to that. And on December the 27th, oh, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I do apologize. I see one and these red lights, so thank you guys very much.